NIO stock price is in a massive technical spot, guys. We have seen the overall market flip red. Meanwhile, NIO is holding a very tight channel, pressing at the top into many resistance markers. Hence, this stock chart, guys. We have a lot going on. That being said, guys, my name is Dylan from Dylan's Trades. We're going to waste no time today getting straight into this technical analysis breakdown. Going first to the weekly analysis to get a broad bird's eye perspective. So, first and foremost, guys, there's a lot of things going on with NIO. We have a lot of different data points playing out to this exact moment. And the first thing we want to acknowledge, guys, and we've been keeping this in mind over the last few weeks, we have a weekly channel pushing to this level. We will make this a little bit darker as there is a lot of daily levels that do get in the way. A little bit intrusive, but, nonetheless, guys, not relevant. You see a descending channel, which initiated off a 1 week, 2, 3, 4, about an 8-week hold at this level. We get shot down. Once we got the strong bounce of the bullish engulfing candlestick, a very beautiful bounce here, this formulated the channel, guys. We just bounced around here. We've been doing this dating back to the beginning of 2024. We held against this channel for 1-2 weeks, getting the false break, squeezing above for 40% until knifing down, right? Right when we get over that, we had a 40% movement like that. Press against it, reject, etc., etc. We just been trading within these two durations. So, we were really bullish within this duration as we have broken below these lows of the false break effect. Notice over here, we see some very major swing lows. We get some massive bounces from these levels. Once broken below, you see a quick 20% drop in 1 week, ended up being a 50% drop within these lows. And this has been a historical thing, right? NIO has been on a long-term downtrend. If we flip over to the monthly analysis, so when you see major swing lows being defended and then broken, this is typically where bears like to get them with short selling, and this is something where I initially started covering NIO as I was watching these swing lows just to see if we get a false break. And that's actually what we did. We got below here, kind of crescendoed up, reclaimed these levels, held here for 5 weeks before double dipping, testing this break again, seeing if we can break beneath. Bears are maybe hoping at the top over here to get a break and a retest, right? You break beneath and support, you come up, try to get above it, you reject it, hoping for a flush, but we end up getting to a tight range, guys, and squeezing up. Hence price action. We've seen a very quick squeeze. Something notable, we've even seen this kind of liquidity, which we're seeing right now since this duration over here. It looks almost identical, guys. We had 1, 2, 3 strong weeks, and then we pressed at the top of this channel for 1 week and 2. And I do believe that's what's happening as of right now, guys, right? Very similar. We had this, descending trend line stepping into play, pushing into this major support, breakout, pause, breakout, right? This is, once again, it was a 40% movement, pushing us from 550 to as high as that 775 level. So now what are we seeing? We're seeing these lows defended a little bit different as there's a false break, right? We're squeezing out of this very tight structure here. If we delete this trend line, we see a little bit better, right? We're within this tight structure, guys, squeezing out. 1, 2, 3, strong push up. Now 1 week testing the top of this channel and another week testing the top of this channel. So this is a better setup action than this last one. And once again, we've seen a quick 40% squeeze once confirmed over this, guys. And even if we take out these trend lines, this channel is staring us in the face, guys. This is a very obvious channel. And we do have another descending trend line in play as well, this one over here. So there's a lot of data points that do coincide to this exact level. So once again, to see stock price be strong at this level, mirroring a breakout at the same identical level, which we just did not too long ago, looks very bullish. So I like the weekly perspective, guys. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, hey, if we can close over this wick, or a little bit prematurely, you would say around that 510 level, around that $5 level strong, we should be looking to go test 550 or $6 pretty effortlessly from a weekly perspective, likely taking 1 or 2 weeks. So, there definitely is an argument as well. We do go and test that $7 zone, but let's take it one step at a time, guys. I like to keep things very accurate. So I don't like, things change quick, guys. We could get a push to, say, 630 once we break above this. And then we see some big topping tails and a new sign, right? And then it takes a little bit longer. So let's take it one step at a time. On the weekly analysis, we have been in a long-term downtrend, guys, but I really love the look of this descending channel and the bullish push into these levels with the false break beneath these obvious swing lows. And this trend has stayed tried and true. So on the daily, I really love the look of this, guys. Sorry, the weekly. We are now on the daily analysis, and let's zoom out real quick and get a better perspective of this weekly channel. Now in a daily perspective, you get an even better perspective, guys. Once again, when we broke over, a quick 40% movement, guys, and when we came down to this level, we immediately tried to bounce here for 2 days, went below, tried to get above, momentarily false breaking, and then rejecting. And then we just continued to respect this channel time and time again. So it's a very respected channel, guys. Don't let this false break fool you. This actually sometimes more validates a trend in a channel, being that we immediately try to retest it and hold it, right? And then use it as resistance. So straight away, guys, on the daily, what is very, very notable, staring us right in the face, there is an arguable cup and handle here, guys, and there either is 100% a bull flag or a cup and hand. Either or is bullish, guys. We see a sharp downtrend movement into a very, cup symmetrical structure, consolidation into a uptrend, and then a very tight channel, guys. If broken above this handle structure, we could see a, one range movement. Some traders will take the low to the high and use this measurement. I go 50% fractal. This is incredibly accurate, guys. Only so many guys. I learned this years and years and years ago, but it is accurate, man. So if we take this trend line to the breakout, assuming we see the break over that $5.10 level, we should be pushing once again $6 pretty easily. You could be more aggressive with your price target. I don't hate that at all. And something notable within the last video, we covered NIO around these durations, mentioning we're just really, really bullish, guys. We love to look down here. We should be pushing up higher to go fill these gaps. And that's exactly what we did. We had this very obvious gap over here. Notice how stock price got exactly to this level. We held over it for about 20 minutes, and then we started to see rejection. As that was the last gap to be filled, if we take out our trend lines, you see a little bit better real quick. So with these obvious two gap fills, so it makes sense from a short-term perspective, completely healthy. We quickly ran up, filled this gap, and now we're entering a tight channel to get the next leg movement. It's always nice to see stocks do this, guys. The worst case scenario, honestly, for NIO is that we just skyrocket to 630, and then we're kind of in a sinking ship. We're overextended, and then we just likely fall. So we're seeing a slow and steady approach, upward like movement, now a stair step. And the last thing that's notable, guys, what a false break on the daily analysis, guys. This is going to eat bears up, guys, and send stock price up. So when we broke out, guys, we held against this level for 1 day. The next explosive day of price action was based off this level. We broke out before coming down to this level 2 days later, bouncing exactly, consolidating above it, coming down, holding this level. This day is not looking good, guys. This is not looking pretty. You see the volume pressure die off, right? The volume is really starting to dwindle down, guys, getting dwindled. Not a good look at all. When you see these small cap stocks kind of fall off a cliff, break a major level, which you want to hold here, guys, with a very just kind of ugly thin candle. You see the volume pushing down. This is a time sensitive spot where if you're a buyer, you need to see this thing regain the support like that. You need it. And that's exactly what we did, pushing to the next day. I believe it was 20 or 30 minutes into the day. We immediately regained this level. When doing that, we skyrocketed to $5 as expected. This is called a bear trap, guys. When everything is lined up to hit buyer stop losses, right, for short positions to be entered by bears, and then we skyrocket up. It has the inverse effect. Short sellers get out of their position, sending stock price higher, bringing new buyers in the market. And when we did see the break over that, guys, we've seen the confirmation within the volume. So this is beautiful, guys. This is everything we want to see out of NIO. As when we zoom out, we've seen sustained volume here. It's continued to amp up to this extent. And that's really, really good, because if you see a stock like NIO, AMC, GameStop, some of these more, fragile stocks that has been historically beat up for some time, really dull out in the volume, you don't like that. So in conclusion, guys, so we're at a bull flag or a arguable cup and handle structure with a sharp movement up with a very tight channel, hence these two trend lines. And we're really just pressed out primed, guys. If we see a break over that $5.08 level or that 510, around this rough approximate location, guys, should be taken off quickly to 510. And then the next stop will be 630 or that $6 hard number. So really love the look on NIO here. I think we're at a good spot to buy long-term call shares, right? This is not financial advice, guys, but just look at this weekly channel, guys. And then you go to the daily, we have this double setup. It's what we call double confirmation. So we still need to see bulls step up and break over 511 strong. But if you see good momentum over that, and we can hold over that, not get over for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, guys. Some people take this too literally. If we can see strong presence over that with the correct psychology for a breakout, guys, we're going to these upper levels, and I really love the look of NIO. So We've had a really good NIO once again, calling the breakout around this $3.50 level over here. We do believe now if we see one of these, breakout candles over here, we could see another highlighted breakout to look back, quite some time from now and acknowledge how this was a good setup down here, guys. So I like the way NIO is setting up on the daily and the hourly on the daily and the weekly for a double setup and a false break, guys. This gives the most momentum. I really love to look at that. So on the hourly, guys, we're going to take a deeper dive of the short-term aspect of things and delete these trend lines. So straight away, guys, yeah, we get a really good perspective of this false break. I mean, we have arguably, traders were definitely watching the structure over here, guys. We had this pennant-like structure holding here, guys, right? Holding tight within this channel, getting tight after a big movement up, right? We're holding very, very tight within this duration, and then we gap down, right? Stock price opens, and we closed at 471, but the next day we opened at 460. So that's a pretty measurement gap. We drop below the support, right? We drop below this tight structure. And this is a very time sensitive spot where buyers have to dominate the session. Being that many technical signals have listed to the downside, this is the time we need to see stock price just go right over. And that's what we've seen, guys, right? A little bit of downside for a couple hours until immediately regaining this level, hence over here highlighted. Once we got over that, guys, we skyrocketed immediately, squeezing out short sellers up 9%. And if there's any more short sellers in this position, guys, over that 510 level, once again, will send the signal to squeeze them out, quickly bringing stock price up. So not only are we looking at the next cycle for buyers to get in to be excited about the stock, we're also looking at some short squeeze potential, guys. It's once again, going to the weekly analysis, guys, there's been sellers dominating the session. We're looking at the last 3-4 years. I mean, it has been very, very brutal. And yeah, we're getting multi-time frame confirmation. And with that being said, guys, we've covered the daily, the weekly, the hourly. They all look good. We just need to see confirmation break over this 510 level, meaning that we have had some rejection on this level. If we do see a breakdown from this moment within the short term, anything over that 466 level, we're still in contention just to kind of hold around, consolidate for a few days until we end up getting the breakout. I do suspect we see the breakout soon, guys, as, man, today was a really tough market. I mean, here, let me go drag this up, guys. If we go to our main tickers, SMCI, red day. SoFi, big gap down, right? Hood, big gap down, right? Tesla, big gap down. I mean, we just go along the list. Everything has had bad days today, pretty much, guys. Everything's gotten crushed. And then you go over our little friend NIO here, and man, it looks good here, guys. So, that also adds brownie points. Seeing a stock hold up so well in just a tough time, man, it lets you know this thing's due. Last thing we want to go over is our Bollinger Band check on the daily and the hourly. So we did get extended from the Bollinger Bands over the top before pulling back closer to the center. Now we have a lot of room comfortably up, right? Bollinger Band top of the line is at 545, and this will continue to descend. So there is room for short-term upside. There's no overextension on the daily, and on the hourly, once again, the same image. Looks really, really nice, guys. This does align with the Bollinger Band as well. Because over this, 510 high over here, man, it looks really, really good. Over that 510 level, we're not only breaking a new high, pushing into setting a new high for the buyers, but we're breaking this daily bull flag, right? We're squeezing out short sellers potentially who are trapped in a position. At least some of them are, right? Going over to the weekly, we zoom in a little bit, right? We're at the bottom, the top of this weekly channel, guys. We're breaking this weekly channel, right? We're breaking multiple data points across multiple sessions. So we got to see some follow through here once again, but I love the look of NIO. If you guys found any value within the video today, drop a sub, drop a like. We will be covering NIO stock price about 1 to 2 times per week. We'll be actively doing live technical analysis updates. Keep on these big levels, guys. Have a good day. Take care. Trade smart. And peace.